Hello everybody, I'm Ethan Cordes. I'm back again with another weekly video on our GPS tracking system. This week the metric that we are going over is total loading. So what is total loading? Loading is defined as all the forces that act upon a player. And that can be broken down further into dynamic stress load and impact load. As you can see that by those images, that impact load is what is more prevalent. So what count towards what? What's a dynamic stress load? What's an impact load? So player generated movements, right? Players' muscles contracting themselves, those are dynamic stress loads. A good example of that would be if someone's running, they plant their foot and they go to change directions. Right? When they're trying to change directions, their muscles will contract to allow them to move differently than how they just were, right? And that's a perfect example of a dynamic stress load. Impact load, right? When we hear the word impact, the first thing that comes to our mind is like 50-50 balls when there's impact between players, right? Something that looks like that image on the slide there. Well, yes, while those do fit into that category, other things like sprinting, shooting, and passing do as well. Because when you are impacting the ball, right, when you're striking the ball, when you're striking the ground, those are impacts, right, because a force is being sent back to the player as well from whatever object they're hitting, they're impacting, right, so those things also count. So in a less scientific way of looking at it, it's how much beating your body is taking. Right? And this information can be used by coaches. So if there's a day or a week where the total loading value is really high for everybody across the board, well, that could be a message to the coach that I'm going to have to build in sessions in the future where it's a little bit less of a loading, more regenerations, let the players' bodies recover so that they can continue to perform optimally. And that kind of goes to this little image I have where it compares load intensity with duration, right? You can start at a higher load and do it for a short amount of time, but the longer you try to hold that, the more likely you are to get into that injury zone. So players, if you have really high total loading value, session after session, week after week, that's a message to you that you have to be sure you're taking care of yourself. Right? Make sure you're getting the proper amount of sleep at night. Make sure you're eating an appropriate diet. Right? Be conscious with how you're taking care of your body so that you can continue to place those high demands on your body, but you're also trying to fight off any possible injuries that come your way. So, thank you guys for watching this video. I will be back next week with another metric.